Astral plane stalking. Can entities follow you across dimensions? Have you ever felt like something was watching you during an out-of-body experience? Not imagined, not symbolic, but aware of you. Some experienced astral projectors report something even stranger. That certain entities don't just appear once. They follow them. Across projections, across dreams, across dimensions. This phenomenon is sometimes called astral stalking. And if the reports are accurate, it raises a deeply unsettling question. When you leave your body, are you always alone? Or can something notice you? And once it does, can it track you? Astral projection is often described as a journey into other realms, a landscape of consciousness shaped by thought and emotion. But according to many experienced explorers, the astral environment is not empty. It contains other presences, some curious, some neutral, and a few that appear to take interest in the traveler themselves. In rare cases, projectors report encountering the same presence repeatedly across multiple projections. Sometimes these beings simply observe. Other times they move closer, and in a few disturbing accounts, they appear to pursue. This has led some explorers to speculate that certain astral intelligences may possess the ability to recognize and track the energetic signature of a projector. If true, this would mean consciousness itself leaves a kind of energetic footprint, a trace that could theoretically be followed. But before jumping to conclusions, there are several possible explanations. The first is psychological. The astral environment responds instantly to thought and emotion. Fear can generate forms. Expectation can create patterns. In this view, a repeated entity might be nothing more than the projector's own subconscious manifesting a recurring symbol. Yet, many experienced practitioners argue that this explanation doesn't fully account for all encounters. Because in some reports, the behavior of the entity appears independent of the projector's thoughts. It moves unpredictably. It reacts. It observes. Almost as if it has its own awareness. Another possibility is that the astral realm contains autonomous intelligences. Beings that exist within those planes, just as animals exist in the physical world. If that's the case, then a conscious human traveler would be an unusual event. Imagine a diver entering the deep ocean. The creatures living there might notice. Some would ignore the diver. Others might approach out of curiosity. And a few might follow. From this perspective, the idea of astral stalking may simply be the astral equivalent of wildlife observing an intruder in its environment. There is also the question of energetic resonance. Many traditions suggest that beings encountered in the astral are drawn to emotional states. Fear attracts certain forms. Calm attracts others. If a projector repeatedly enters the astral with the same emotional pattern, they may repeatedly access the same energetic environment and encounter the same inhabitants, which could create the impression of being followed, when in fact the projector is simply returning to the same layer of the astral ecosystem. Still, there are accounts that remain difficult to dismiss. Experienced projectors sometimes describe encounters with watcher-type entities. These beings do not attack. They do not interact. They simply observe, often from a distance. And occasionally, they appear again during later projections. Always watching, always silent. So what should a projector do if they believe they are being followed? The advice given by experienced practitioners is surprisingly simple. Remain calm. Do not engage aggressively. And most importantly, do not feed the experience with fear, because the astral environment acts like a mirror. The emotional state you bring into it will shape what you experience there. Fear amplifies disturbance. Confidence stabilizes perception. And calm awareness often causes disturbing forms to fade entirely. The astral realm may be vast, strange, and occasionally unsettling. But if there is one consistent lesson reported by experienced explorers, it is this: your inner state is your greatest defense. Master your emotional response, and the environment around you begins to change. In the next investigation, we'll explore something even stranger, a phenomenon reported by some experienced projectors. Direct confrontation and combat within the astral realm. Can consciousness actually defend itself beyond the body? And what happens when two intelligences clash in a world made of thought?